Mysterious events in history have always attracted the attention of the next generation. Human being has always tried to solve its mystery by revealing these secrets. Some of these mysteries are of course based on legends. And in this video, we're gonna take a look at mysteries and still unsolved events dating back to ancient times. Cleopatra, remembered for her beauty, intelligence, and the love she had with the Roman general Mark Antony, is one of the most well-known women in history. The love story of Antony and Cleopatra fascinates the whole world even today. This story with unhappy ending begins with the marriage of Antony and Cleopatra. After the couple got married, the Roman general had a large population in the east. This brings Rome and Egypt face to face. The tension between the two countries reached its climax with the Battle of Actium. After the war, Cleopatra and Antony run into trouble. Meanwhile, Antony receives the news that Cleopatra has died. Unable to bear the death of his lover, Antonius chooses to commit suicide by falling on his own sword. Cleopatra, on the other hand, cannot accept that his country is under the Roman rule. According to the legend, she goes towards a poisoned snake and makes the snake bite herself. However, historians think that Cleopatra committed suicide with the poison she carried with her. According to another legend, her body was mummified and buried next to her lover Antonius. However, no trace of Cleopatra's tomb has been found in archaeological studies today. If Cleopatra's tomb is discovered, this discovery gonna overshadow even Tutankhamun's remains. The greatest unsolved mystery of the ancient world is undoubtedly whether the Trojan War actually happened. The legend of Troy appears in Homer's Iliad. Oddly enough, Homer's stories are described as legends for a long time and are not taken seriously. But in the 19th century, Europeans began to claim this legend as true. So, what happened in Troy? According to the legend, Paris of Troy kidnapped Helen, the beautiful wife of King Menelaus of Sparta. Thereupon, the Achaeans attacked the city of Troy in Anatolia. But capturing this enormous city will not be easy. Realizing that they could not cross the great walls, the Achaeans built a wooden horse and placed their soldiers inside this horse. Thus, the walls that cannot be crossed are overcome by the wooden horse that is sent as a gift. That night, Priam, king of Troy, and every single Trojan male are slain. This event is considered one of the most famous military maneuvers in history. So, how true is it? Historian Herodotus, the Trojan War BC, he states that it took place in the 13th century. Mathematician Eratosthenes BC, it points to the dates 1184-83. During the excavations made by Heinrich Schliemann at the end of 19th century, many archaeological layers were discovered in this region. A few arrowheads and some human bones belonging to the period described by Homer are unearthed. While Western historians think that this event is absolutely true, some archaeologists and historians argue that the excavations in Troy are far from scientific. Thus, the Trojan War takes its place in the list of the greatest mysteries of history. Perhaps the most controversial, historically most mysterious event in human history is what happened to the body of Jesus Christ. This event, which has been discussed for 2000 years, has not been clarified until today. Almost all Christians today believe that the tomb of Jesus is in Jerusalem. It is alleged that after Christ was crucified, he was buried in the sarcophagus in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Those who wanted to provide proof that Christ did indeed rise from the resurrection always refer to the accounts of eyewitnesses like Paul. So, what do historians think about this issue? Some historians claim that Christ's body was stolen from his tomb by his apostles. On the other hand, there is a theory that claims that Jesus was never crucified. Another theory is that this story unfolded after the hallucinogenic mushrooms were eaten. There are even those who claim that Jesus Christ never existed.